What's happening, everybody? This is yours truly, the coach, coming from the Coach's Corner on that bum Whip Dogs podcast. I got some things to say. I think I got some things that need to be addressed. I have some things that I can only say from a wrestler's point of view, from behind the scenes. I having a good idea behind the scenes about some bullshit that I think is some bullshit. What I actually planned to do is I was going to speak on women's wrestling. I saw that Becky Lynch got some so-called heat from you jackass fans when she said that the WWE women's division was better than AEW's, which she didn't lie. But due to certain events that just took place this week, and since it's a hot topic, I felt that I needed to speak on that because I hear a lot of bullshit that is taking place in social media. So on Monday, apparently current WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Sasha Banks and Naomi, wife of, I believe, Jimmy Uso, walked into the arena, found out what they were going to be doing for the day. Apparently things happened. They went into John Laurinaitis' office, put down the women's tag belts, and walked out. Now, just like anybody, the social media, anybody speaking on this, when it first took place, you didn't know what took place. You didn't know what happened behind the scenes. See, there's always that saying is that when you're dealing with folks, is person number A has their side, person B has their side, and then you have C, the truth. So, of course, B, being the WWE, went on the offensive bashing the tag champs. They got Corey Graves saying how unprofessional they are and all the other stuff. And I don't fault Corey Graves because a lot of fans, a lot of you folks that don't know that Vince McMahon is listening. He listening to what they're saying. He is telling them what to say on air. So when Corey Graves says things like that, I'm not bashing Corey Graves because he's just doing his job. The boss is putting this out there. And just like any other thing, the WWE machine, as I say, when you look up 24 to 48 hours after that, there were 4 to 5 different things being said about Sasha Banks and Naomi as to why they either walked out or this was going on, or so-called wrestlers having heat with them. Then it went to wrestlers having heat with Sasha Banks and not Naomi. All of that is bullshit. It is all bullshit. Now, let me back this up a little bit. See, people will sit and say, and I think it's racially motivated, where I'm reading comments and everything, people are bashing Sasha, but at the same time, you praise Carmella? Get the fuck out of here. That ain't nothing but racial bullshit right there. Sasha Banks arguably is one of the greatest WWE women's wrestlers of all time. You can say whatever the hell that you want to say. You don't like my opinion. I don't give a fuck, because you can go and look. She has been 6-time women's champion. She has held the tag belts twice. First one being with Bayley when they made history, being the first women's tag champions, and now with Naomi. You know what I mean. You can say that only people that have held the belt, the women's championship, more is Charlotte Flair, and she's tied with Becky Lynch. Those are the top 3: Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha. Those are your women's wrestlers. So, women like Bianca has 2, but Bianca's just getting started. Asuka's held it twice. Nia Jax once, Alexis Bliss, I believe, once or twice. Naomi has held it twice, I believe the SmackDown Championship. So you get what I mean. Sasha has been around. Sasha has been one of those young ladies that when you put her in an angle, you put her against someone, it's no bullshit. She's been on that stuff. Now, she's on the smaller side, and I know early on she used to get hurt a lot because she's so small and the things that she does. But the young lady, the woman, the girl, the chick, she can go. So I don't want to hear any bullshit about, oh, well, she's full of herself. No. See, you motherfuckers, and I say you motherfuckers, you fans and you little jackass experts, you can sit back there and you can say whatever it is. Charlotte Flair can walk in the back and act like a diva, act like an ass, have her nose up in the air, but you won't say anything. But if Sasha disagrees with something on a booking or anything, then it's a problem. Man, y'all kiss my ass. That's some bullshit. So, apparently, as it's starting to come out, they were supposed to be in a six-pack a challenge. Asuka, Becky Lynch, Doudrop, Nikki, Naomi, and Sasha. Naomi was supposed to go over, but get this, she was supposed to pin her partner, Sasha Banks. What the kind of dumb-ass writing? That's bullshit. You know it, those writers know it, and Vince knows it. That's bullshit. That's some whole kind of bullshit. Now, I get. Now, before I say my thought, let me say this. People, WWE writers, they're not wrestling people. They are normally like comedians, WWE. They don't put that out. If you go and look on WWE jobs, you will see a writer's position or writer's assistant. Those positions they say that's always open. But, and you can have all the wrestling background and wrestling experience that you want, but they look for writers that are non-wrestlers, like comedians. They look for people who wrote for soap operas, television shows. Those are the writers that they are looking for. They're not looking for wrestling people. The reason being is they can take bring these people in and mold them to how they think, which it could be good, but damn sure bad. Because all you're doing is you got the same thing. If you don't have somebody with a different idea, different experience, of wrestling, then everybody is molded the same way. You're thinking the same way, which is bullshit. That's why the WWE product is getting stale to the fact. You get these writers that don't know what the fuck they're doing because they go and they might have an idea and then they sit around a round table. This is how it goes, folks. They sit around a round table and they pass out ideas. And then you have, maybe not McMahon, but you have Pritchard, you have Lauren, you have guys there. Either they like the idea or they shoot it down right away. The ideas that they like, they pass it on to Vince, and it's on Vince. It's on Vince to decide whether they're going to roll with it or not. So, it's on Vince to say that Sasha was going to get pinned by Naomi, which that's the biggest crock of bullshit ever. Because, hey, don't get me wrong, Naomi is good. She's decent. She's not in the top tier of the WWE women's wrestlers. That top tier would be, again, Charlotte Flair, Becky, Asuka, Bianca. I would say those five right now. And I can't. I'm drawing a blank on the big, the Australian, chick. That just joined Edge. I'm drawing a blank on her, but you, in a sense, can put her in that. But I would put her just in the second tier, like with Lacey Evans and Doudrop. Put it like this. We'll talk about that. I'll talk about that later. But I'm saying is that's the biggest crock of bullshit around. Vince knows it. The writers knows it. The fans, you should know it. That's bull. You're gonna have a partner pin a partner to face the champ at the next pay-per-view. Now, let's back this up a little bit more, because at WrestleMania, at this last year's WrestleMania, Sasha and Bianca Belair put on, to me, one of the greatest if not the greatest, one and two greatest women's championship match ever. The other being Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair in their three-way when Becky Lynch won her first championship. So you take that moment, you take that match. They never got a rematch. She never got a rematch. They came back, they had her doing bull jive, and all of a sudden she got tag champ. So you take that. People have been wanting to see that rematch. I'm quite sure Bianca and Sasha wants the rematch. So you get in and say, okay, Sasha, you're going to be a six-pack challenge, but you're going to get pinned by Naomi. Okay, whoa, wait a minute. You taking that away from her? Because, look, what makes sense is that you just now, you're putting you're hitting the Doudrop and Nikki as a tag team. And I love that. I love that idea. You could see it coming a mile away. You could probably see around SummerSlam that those women will win the women's tag belts. You can see that coming a mile away. Why are you not having Naomi pin Nikki? That's the smart move. Because now you're giving Nikki and Doudrop more ammunition to come after the tag belts. But no. You want to do the most dumbest and bullest of the bullshit to have partner pin partner. Come on now. Like, I don't blame Sasha for being pissed off about that. Not at all. But you dumbass fans are, I'm professional, screw her, yeah, all this negative bull jive. Like, no. What's right is right and wrong is wrong, and that was dead wrong. There's no partial right to that. And then you get these marks, I'm gonna call them marks, that want to go and report all on the page and say, my source inside, or saying that the wrestler, she got heat. No, what? Who's your source? Because you're not talking to anybody mainstay. Let me tell you folks how this works. See, you'll have somebody who might be cool with somebody in backstage. And who they're cool with backstage is a little minion who has information. And they'll say whatever it is, how they feel, and make shit up. And see, so they put it out there. So now things start making, the negative shit starts making Sasha look bad. And Naomi look bad. And see, and then you get this bullshit about, there's heat on Sasha, but not Naomi. How the fuck? Both of them walked out. So if there's heat, why isn't he heat on both? You know why? Because nobody wants to come at Naomi in the wrong way because of her husband. You don't want her husband coming down, because now the husband comes down. Now you dealing with Roman. And no, the WWE does not want to mess up their money maker and what's going on with Roman Reigns and the family, the head of the table, all of that. So don't give me this bullshit about other wrestlers are upset. Don't give me this bullshit about she has heat backstage. Let me explain something to you folks again. Wrestlers are independent contractors. That means they pay their own insurance, they pay their own travel, they're independent fucking contractors. So being an independent contractor means if you got an opportunity to make money elsewhere, you do that. That was what happened about 2 years ago. I want to say right before the whole pandemic thing, or after the pandemic, where Vince McMahon shut it down because all the wrestlers were going out making so much more money off of Twitch and live streaming, doing the different shit that they were doing to make extra money, to make ends meet. And now Vince jumped in being greedy, saying, hey, you can't do it, and if you do it, I need a percentage of it, which is bullshit. I mean, I get it from his point of view, but it's fucked up because you got these independent contractors trying to make money when they weren't traveling, when they weren't doing house shows, when they don't have the endorsements, they don't have the t-shirt sale. So on and on and on. But saying that, you got Sasha Banks. And people, please understand, and if you're not a Star Wars fan, something's wrong with you. you're crazy, you're off tilt, you're off whatever. But Sasha Banks, well, let me say this before I say this. When you have a job and your boss is acting an ass and that's your only means of income, then you're going to tend to take some bullshit. You're going to take some crow because you're making a lot of money doing what you do. So you're going to deal with some bullshit. But when you have money coming from a different source, and you that different source, you got an opportunity to really excel making money from that different source, then okay, now your chest, you walking around with your chest stuck out a little bit more. You walking around like, hey, okay, fuck this. I don't need to take this bullshit. Well, see, that's with Sasha. See, people need to understand that when she landed that role in Mandalorian, and it's been reoccurring, and it's going to be recurring during season 3, she got that Disney check in her pocket. So now the WWE shit, man, I don't need to deal with this bullshit. I don't need to deal with how y'all been treating me. Fuck that. So her way of thinking is a little bit different, and the way of thinking should be different. You don't have to deal with the bullshit. That's the one thing, well, I can't get on Bray, but that's something similar with Bray Wyatt and what happened with Bray. But that's a whole nother conversation. But, yeah, Sasha Banks got the Mandalorian. She got other shit in her back pocket, other paychecks coming in. So she doesn't necessarily need this WWE paycheck. And don't give me this, oh, well, she owes it to the WWE because that's how she got started. Yes, hey, thank you, WWE, for allowing me to use this platform to springboard into something else. Don't anybody sit and say that they won't do it. The Rock did it. John Cena talked all that bullshit. He did it. Not hating on Cena, but he did it. If Sasha Banks has that opportunity to do it, you do it. But again, hey, she walking around with her chest stuck out like, hey, okay, look, I don't need to take this bullshit. I'm getting a big check, a fat check elsewhere. So come correct or don't come at all. So yeah, I don't care that she walked out. I don't mind it. I understand it. I totally got her back. I understand. Fuck that. It's the dumbest fucking writing around for them to say that her partner's going to pin her to go face Bianca Belair, robbing her from a rematch because she never got a rematch, which, hey, as a fan, and even though, I love this business, I'm still a fan. As a fan, I want to see that match. Yes, I want to see that match. Can't say that I really want to see Bianca versus Naomi, but okay, I'm intrigued. But not. I would like to see it, but not as much as I want to see Sasha versus Bianca. And yeah, I would be upset. But now, however that conversation went down between Sasha and Naomi and how everything leading up to them walking out, only they know. But I am tired of all these little pencil neck, I know I got information, I got sources type motherfuckers getting all on the internet saying all this shit that they got sources and people. Like, no, dude, no. Because the bigger names are not going to be a source. They're not going to rat out people. You got little motherfuckers that are in the back that probably want to see them gone so that they can step in their spot or have an opportunity to step in their spot. You probably got little peons in the back that, who cares? Because I even heard a report that one of the agents said to Sasha and Naomi, and I don't know how true it is, and I'm trying to find out, that they had the nerve to raise their voice at them. Like, huh? Like, no. You're a fucking agent. Shut the fuck up. The only people, Vince McMahon, if he don't like something, cool. Johnny Laurinaitis, if he don't like something, I can understand it. Pritchard, if he don't like something, yes, okay, I definitely can understand it. Anybody else? Oh no, you need to lower your tone. You need to shut the fuck up, because that's not your job to sit back there and raise your voice at workers. But oh, that's a whole nother conversation. But hey, this is just my thought. This is how I feel. What I think, a lot of you motherfuckers stop being on bullshit. Because Sasha had every right. They got every right to do that. Don't believe what all these dumbasses are talking about, how heat against this and sources that. No, you got one source maybe. And no, hell no. Don't stop all of that. Stop all. They had every right to walk out because of this dumbass writing that was presented to them. It's dumb as hell. And Vince knows it. Vince freaking knows it. And if what they're going to do? Fire him? Like I said, Sasha got another check coming from Disney. She got recurring roles. She ain't worried about that. She's not worried about it at all. And Naomi, what you going to do? You going to risk firing or punishing Naomi while the Usos and Roman Reigns and the Usos is your meal ticket right now? Your hottest thing going? Because Lord knows you fucked over Bray Wyatt, which... man, he was a moneymaker. He was a moneymaker. But hey, that's another topic for another day. This has been your coach. This is my little 2 cent, 3 cent, hell, the whole 100% thoughts on this bullshit that just happened with Sasha Banks and Naomi. And I wish you young ladies well. I hope everything works out. And to all the rest of you fans, deuces.